Hey there. Have you ever felt like you're the only one in a certain situation? Have you ever felt like, why can't people hear me or understand exactly what I'm saying? I'm here to tell you that there's two sides to every story. Very often, we get fixated on what we believe is the way things need to be done. But there's always two sides to every story. There's always two perceptions. There's always two ways to look at a situation. I have my view, and you have your view. And very often, when we enter into like conflict, what we need to do is try to figure out a way to both come to an agreement and compromise together. I give a little, you give a little. And very often we get stuck in our ways and we think this is the only way to do something. You can't do it any other way. You have to do it my way. There are so many ways to do things. There are so many ways to accomplish the job. And there's so many things that we do and we get stuck in these little boxes like there's only one way to do it. And I'm here to tell you, back up and try to listen to someone else's perspective, how they think it might need to be done, how we can come together and I give a little, you give a little bit. There's so many ways. I remember this friend of mine, there was only certain ways you had to clean things this way and you had to do it that way. And he lived in all these little boxes and all these little controls that controlled him to the way that he wanted to live in these little boxes. And I thought, how sad is that? He doesn't know that he's trapped in all of these little boxes. There's a lot of ways to do things. There's also, even in right and wrong, there's a lot of different ways to do the right things. You know, conflict is a good thing. Conflict means we've come to a place where I want it my way and you want it your way. Conflict shows us that there's a problem somewhere or a problem in someone's perception. But as we come together and we communicate and we break down those walls and you hear me and I hear you, we negotiate, we collaborate, and we create a new way to go forward together. I hear you, you hear me, we work together and we work it out. Jesus said, remember when the disciples came to Jesus and they said, well, what if so-and-so does this or does that? Do I have to forgive them? And Jesus said, forgive them 7 times 70. How many times is that? That's at least 490 times a day, right? It doesn't all have to be your way. Your way might be the best way, but there's other ways to do things. Let's roll together. Let's move together and let's do this together. Okay? Okay? That's all I've got. Go out there and try to see other people's side of the coin. There's lots of different, just like a diamond. There's so many different sides on a diamond, and each one reflects a different light. That's the way we're created. That's the way God created us. We're like a multifaceted diamond, all of us, with all of our shapes and cuts and colors and brilliance. God is a creative God. There's so many different colors and that's why, look behind me, look at my shirt, look at everything. There's so many different things. He's created it that way. It doesn't have to be just your way. I love you. Thank you. I'll see you again.